Eduardo, how are you?
Doing well, doing well. Thank you for having me.
Of course, dude, of course. It's been about, what, like 2 weeks, almost 3 weeks since your last fight?
This is going to be tomorrow, 2 weeks.
2 weeks. How are you feeling about that win?
I feel good. I'm enjoying the love. You know, I'm enjoying the ripples of my tsunami that I feel like I caused a little bit in the game, you know?
What was that submission?
Shoot, I'm patenting that. Nobody's got to call it, but I'm patenting it as the Duda Plata. I hit it twice, so that's my patent. I'm putting my name on it. You don't got to call it. I'm going to call it.
Was that something in the game plan, or did that just kind of come up during the fight?
This is going to be crazy to believe it or not, but we had a whole game plan for Dusty. When we were backstage, we found out that Sean was in the building, that Dana was in the audience somehow, and we have that in our back pocket. We had that Joker card in the back pocket, and it's a strong move that we know we can hit. And I even posted it. I made a post about it not too long ago that they saw us drilling it backstage immediately when we found out who was in attendance. And we wanted to put a statement on the finish. You know, a rear naked choke, people seen before. We wanted to like just favor ourselves as much as possible by putting an extreme statement on a very unique, very technical move that hopefully nobody's seen. And
you felt the excitement and the love because of that submission.
Exactly. Yeah. It started buzzing a little bit on socials. People started liking it. My friends, my partners, people in the jiu-jitsu community, in the MMA community, sambo community, catch wrestling community started kind of like dropping some love, and that's what I mean by the ripples of the fight. Is I'm still enjoying it. You know, I'm still getting love from people, which is so cool.
Awesome. Before we go forward and talk about what's next, dude, for anybody that does not know you, how did you get into mixed martial arts beyond you being the son of your legendary father?
I didn't get into martial arts because of my father.
Okay.
I have a brother and I have a sister. They do not do they have trained jiu-jitsu, but they aren't practitioners. They're not they do it more of it's hobbyists. You know, my sister's a blue belt, my brother's a black belt, but they never grew up doing jiu-jitsu competition. So I didn't get into it because of my father. I got into it because just really naturally. Ever since I was a kid, my mom even pulled out little like kindergarten flyers and stuff like that, and they had UFC. I want to be in the UFC. I want to be in the UFC. Kind of cliche. I feel like everybody says that, but yeah, that's how I started. Just watching my dad, watching some of my dad's students, and I fell in love with it, just like everybody falls in love with it, you know. And so I started doing jiu-jitsu.
What age?
Out of the womb. I really, truly don't remember. You know, I don't remember learning jiu-jitsu. You know, the fundamentals of it. But around 13, 14 is when I started taking it a little bit more seriously, you know. I used to play other sports in the off seasons, and at 13, 14 I started only doing jiu-jitsu. Stopped playing soccer, stopped playing other sports, and I solely started focusing on jiu-jitsu. And then sophomore year of high school I started wrestling. So I had a good foundation of jiu-jitsu, never stopped training jiu-jitsu, but then added wrestling. Started training wrestling my sophomore year, junior year, senior year, went to college, All-American in college. Right after college, came back and started training my hands with Steve Cantwell.
Gotcha. So it was after college where you were like, all right, I'm doing mixed martial arts.
Yeah, it kind of happened super organically, you know. Like I did jiu-jitsu, and then I did wrestling, and then I came back, and I'm like, man, what's missing is stand-up, you know. And so it happened more organically than I even thought it would, to be honest.
Gotcha. I saw you do an interview with my colleague Nolan King, and something in that article was saying that like you're fine being like the son of your dad, right? Like your dad's he's a legend, right? So can you kind of expand on that? Like some fighters' sons want to kind of break away and be their own guy, right?
Yeah.
Why are you fine with it?
I don't know. I think it's just something, man, like I'm okay with being the son of a good human being. Like I'm okay with being the son of a good man. You know, I'm truly okay. If my dad was a bad guy, if he was a con artist, if he was a thief, of whatever, if he was breaking the law somewhere, I would want to break away, and I would want to distance myself from that name and create a good name for my family. But my dad was a great guy. He treated people with care. He loves his students. He loves his family. He loves his wife. That's and I'm proud to carry on that name. And that's what I mean. I'm carrying it on. I'm not trying to live aside it. I'm trying to carry on the name and trying to carry on the morals and the good character he instilled in me, you know? So I'm proud to represent him, just like we're all proud to represent our fathers, you know, regardless of if they're in the same occupation as us or not. And I don't see that as before when I was a kid, immature, I used to see it as more of a negative. I'd want to be myself, but now I just see it as, man, like, I'm blessed to have that man as my father, you know? Sometimes we don't get to pick our parents, and that's hard. But I was fortunate enough to be born with great parents, and why not be proud of that instead of be like weirdly resentful and try to steer away from it and distance myself from it.
Can you put into words how hard it is to get a coral belt? And on top of that, an 8th degree coral belt?
Yeah, you got to ask him. He's got some funny one-liners for that. But man, dude, to me, my dad's the baddest man on the earth. Like. The coral belt doesn't even represent how badass he is. But I'm not sure how many are in the U.S. I think there's 8 in the U.S. So in all of the United States, I think there's 8 or 5 or something like that. So that's a lot of people to only have 8. If I can put it into like a statistical numbers for the people watching, I think there's 8 or 5 in the U.S. He's one of them.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
What does he think about you transitioning into mixed martial arts?
I think it's stressful. I think it's stressful for any father to see their son compete in such a high level sport that's so unforgiving, you know. And I think it's stressful, but I think it might be like the curse he instilled upon himself, you know, like yeah. Maybe I don't know. I know he's stressful. It's hard for me to say because I know how stressful it is. I've seen him in other fighters' corners, and I see him in my corner, and I understand it's more stressful to see your son punched in the face versus your friend. You know, I can only imagine how hard it is to see your son go through that. You know, cutting the weight, having all these experiences, this roller coaster of the sport. You know, the highs are so high, but the lows are very low, and he feels it just like I feel it every day, like how both my coaches do.
And I get that because I'm friends with Conan Silvera, and I talked to him about his son Josh fighting. It's the same. It's the same way. He's a little bit more hardened about it, but like he has the same feelings. Like no one wants to see your son get beat up.
For sure.
You know.
Yeah, and it's such an unforgiving sport. Like it doesn't owe anybody anything.
Yeah.
And man, I can just only imagine how stressful. Like I'm having a hard time putting it into words because I don't have kids. But like I always hear, like once you have kids, there's nothing you love more than your kids. So I can imagine how hard it must be to see his kid go through the ups and downs of this career. You know.
Right.
Thankfully, we've had a lot of ups.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. It's nothing but ups. All right, let's talk about what the hell is going on. Why aren't you on the Contender Series? Why isn't your name been thrown into a short notice debut on one of these cards? Like, what's up?
I don't know. That's a question. I just work here, you know. But you know, I'm gonna keep doing my part. I fought 2 weeks ago. I'm trying to get a fight booked for 2 weeks from now. So I'm showing on my activity. I'm showing my finish rate. I'm showing not just finishing with common positions. I'm showing the span or how wide I can finish somebody, the different tools I have. So I'm really trying to do my job in doing everything I can to make myself available and to show how I can help and just display the best fighting I can. And that's all I can control. Everything outside of that is beyond my control.
I feel like when you finish Josh Weems, a former UFC fighter, it feels like that one should have at least got you in the conversation, maybe got you a phone call. Were you kind of surprised you didn't get a call after that?
Man, like I said earlier, like this sport owes nothing to nobody, and that's something I learned the hard way through growing up in it. And that's what I understand. I understand that nobody owes me anything, and I'm just gonna keep doing my job, and I'm gonna keep banging on that door. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep banging louder and louder. If my last 4 fights, none of them have gone over 2 minutes, I'm gonna keep banging on that fucking door, and I'm just gonna keep banging louder and louder and louder. It's only gonna get worse. These I just say this confidently and not arrogantly, but my statements are only going to get bigger. So I'm not trying to hurt anybody, but these promotions are going to have to start taking out bigger insurance claims to help these guys out, because this wolf is going to get bigger, and I'm going to get stronger, and I'm going to get meaner, and I'm only going to bang on this door harder and harder until somebody answers.
I mean, that's basically just. I feel like we could finish up there, because that is a mic drop. But I will just say, plans to fight in San Diego, right?
Yeah,
Tough
26.
And then just kind of continue to roll on until you get that call.
Yeah. I fought February. I fought March. I took a couple months off, not because of me, because it's hard to find fights during these Contender Series time. But I'm gonna fight every single month. I'm gonna knock on that door every single month until somebody fucking answers. That's my plan. That's all I can control.
Do you feel like you'll be in the UFC by the end of the year?
I feel like I have to be in the UFC by the end of the year. And I'm gonna bring people to bang on that door with me. You know, my fans, my audience is only gonna get bigger every fight. So I'm not gonna be the only one banging on that door. It's gonna be more and more people banging on that door for me.
And if you have one final message to the matchmakers, what would it be?
Matchmakers in the UFC or matchmakers in Tough Enough?
Matchmakers in the UFC.
Help me help you. No, I think I can put on good shows. I think I can put on good performances. I only got one style, and it's hunt. And hunting means kill. So that's my only style. I'm not here to win on the scorecards. I'm not here to win a round. I'm here to only look for the kill. And I feel like that's the one thing that sells fights. So let's kill. Let's eat together.